Okay, so then how do we apply these ideas to something a little bit more organic, like a shoe? Okay, so when you look at an object like this, the first thing that you want to do is ask yourself, where is that relative to my eye level, right? Is it above, below, at my eye level? So this is below, number one. So that starts giving me some things to think about. The other thing that you want to ask yourself is, am I directly in front of the object? So am I seeing that box so that I just have a flat front to it? Or am I, is that object turned relative to me? So am I getting a corner that's nearest to me, right? So, sorry, all my electricity just went out. All right, but we will continue. So if I'm right here in front of that object, directly in front of it, then it's like I'm seeing the box like this. If I move around slightly to the side, say like over here, then I'm going to have a corner that's closest to me. So that's important because the lines are going to organize differently. If the box is sort of, if you're straight onto the box, then these lines here are always going to stay horizontal relative to you. It doesn't matter how high or above your eye level you go. Okay? But as soon as you turn that object like that, then these lines start either moving downhill if they're above your eye level, or uphill if they're below your eye level. So really important to ask yourself, do I have a near corner? Sorry, do I have a near corner? Or am I seeing that object directly from the front? Okay, and by front I mean one of the four front sides of this. So this has four sides, right? So this shoe, this is a front. If I look directly from the back, that's a front. Directly from this side or from this side. So there are four places where I can tell myself I'm directly in front of that object. Otherwise I'm seeing it in some kind of side view where I see two sides at the same time. Okay, so the reason that's important is if I'm just starting with an envelope shape and I determine that I'm directly in front of the object, then my envelope shape is bottom line. So we'll just think about where the object hits the ground plane first and establish its point in space, right? So this line along here, that line there, that's going to be a horizontal if I'm directly in front of the object. So my envelope shape might be drawn like this, right? Where this is a horizontal line. So right from the beginning, I can start saying something about the perspective. This tells me immediately I'm directly in front of one of those four sides. But if the shoe is turned towards me relative to me like this, then I can imagine that I have a near corner. So this here, this is an imaginary near corner. That means that my envelope shape from here to here, from this point to this point, this is my near corner over here. This point is moving uphill because that's below my eye level. Because as the lines move away from that near corner below your eye level, they go uphill. So that means that my envelope shape in this case would look like this. Like this would have an angle uphill because the perspective lines are moving like this. Whereas here the perspective lines were just moving straight across. So if that makes sense to you. If I move the shoe like this, here's my, it's the same thing here. So here's my near corner here, with the shoe moving uphill that way, which means that my envelope shape would move like this. Here's my near corner. These lines are going to move uphill as they go away from that near corner line. So practice that a little bit. Take some different objects, turn them relative. The same object and turn it in different ways. A really good object to practice with is something like a chair, which really, it can be a little bit more organic than other objects, but it still basically relates to a rectangular solid. So you can move that chair around, change your eye level, see how those lines change and organize in these ways.